Behind the doors of glamorous multi-million-dollar mansions, federal investigators describe a harrowing human trafficking operation disguised as a church ministry. According to the federal indictment, church members were forced to work in call centers without pay, sometimes more than 20 hours per day.
The churches, the pastor. This nigga's house is a motherfucker, man. Yo, but what he was doing, God
by the water.
Damn.
Food and sleep, forced labor, terror through text messages, denied food and sleep, all to support a luxury lifestyle. That's the case the U.S. attorney is building against a Taylor man and his business partner.
So you paid Limo Land almost $50,000 total, and you think that was a good use of the money that people donated to you in JMMI?
Well, I mean, the banks certainly have looked at that on our books as good because it has an appraisal value of almost $200K, a little over $150,000.
But you got this from donations, and you decided to use it to make a limo.
We really invested really good. The banks.
No,
really
I'm just asking if that's what you did.
No, not the way you're saying it. It's you're fortifying, forging.
I'm forging?
With your mouth.
Yeah.
Just
the question is,
okay.
Did you use the money for the purpose?
No.
The answer is yes.
So.
They have some significantly strong evidence.
Tonight, we do a deep dive, uncovering new details about the case against two church leaders accused of operating a multi-state forced labor and money laundering scheme.
David Taylor and Michelle Brannon are the leaders of Kingdom of God Global Church, formerly known as Joshua Media Ministries, a religious organization that was started in the metro area here in Detroit.
Noel Friel, one of the investigators here at Local 4, has been going through new court documents. Noel, what did you find out?
I didn't know Detroit had homes like that. I had to say it nice and calm, cause yo boy, that house look like he's the like yo. You got to be a politician in the city. You got to be playing like NBA basketball or football for the Lions or some shit. You got to be an owner of the team, nigga. I got a house like that.
Yeah, we've learned that this case is now going forward. Michelle Brannon is here and has made her first initial appearance in court. David Taylor is now awaiting extradition. He was arrested in North Carolina. Outlined in these new court documents is why prosecutors argue they're a danger to the community. Now it will be up to a judge to decide if they'll be held without bond as they await trial.
The case against 53-year-old David Taylor and 56-year-old Michelle Brannon exposed during a multi-state raid the morning of August 27th.
This conduct apparently spanned across several states.
The FBI raided the church's properties in Florida, Texas, and Missouri, a sprawling mansion in a high-end neighborhood of Tampa.
Look at this goddamn, I mean, look at this house. I mean, yo, the pastor living good. I'm not gonna lie to the pastor. That nigga. At some point, y'all gotta see the kind, man. It's got to be a kind, man. And you know what's gonna happen? The niggas is still gonna go back to go to a whole next church and get their money to somebody else, man. I mean, it's never gonna stop. No matter how much we can poke and say, yo, nigga, the pastors are fucked up. Look what they doing. I mean, look at the nigga house. There's always gonna be somebody who's gonna get in the money. Now, unfortunately.
Tampa, a 10,000 square foot property outside of St. Louis, formerly owned by the rapper Nelly. A former hotel in Houston converted into a massive campus. And this property on Superior Road in Taylor, where investigators say it all started.
Let me finish so you can understand. I'm not talking about people that work out of their home.
Yes.
I'm talking about any other building or facility that you or your ministry works out of in St. Louis.
Yes. I have staff who work out of a home that
No, I understand that. I'm asking about something else.
I'm just saying I don't have what you're asking. I don't have a physical building there like that. It's up here in Taylor. This is where our professional offices are.
Where's the residential center that is on your asset and liability sheet?
Oh, it's in St. Louis.
Okay.
But that's not an office.
I asked a few times, it doesn't have to be an office. Any facility, building, structure that you work out of, office or otherwise.
Okay.
So there is a residential center.
Oh, yes, Of course. You should have said that earlier. I didn't know
No,
what
you
you
should
said.
have answered earlier.
No, you didn't.
Residential
You didn't
center.
explain enough.
Residential center is in St. Louis.
Be direct and specific so I can answer your question.
So that's why I was suggesting you not interrupt me so that I could finish the sentence and you'd be real clear what we were asking.
Okay.
So a residential center does exist in St. Louis?
Oh, of course, yes.
Okay.
But that's, that's not an office.
It doesn't have to be an office.
Okay. I thought you was talking about a professional.
You have so much money, you bought Nelly's house, you bought a fucking former hotel and turned it into whatever the fuck you turned it into. Nigga. That's money. Them niggas have real money. They were moving like the mob. That's mafia shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, in the church. Yeah. That's mafia church.
Office picked this case up. This U.S. Attorney's Office picked this case up because the victims may also be here as well.
Behind the doors of glamorous multi-million-dollar mansions, federal investigators describe a harrowing human trafficking operation disguised as a church ministry. According to the federal indictment, church members were forced to work in call centers without pay, sometimes more than 20 hours per day, sometimes deprived of food, sleep, and medical care. Text messages outlined in the indictment against David Taylor and Michelle Brannon paint a chilling picture of the abuse endured by the alleged victims being forced to work in the ministry's call centers. One message allegedly sent from Taylor to a church member reads, "Nobody gets lunch or dinner. You're going to press for another 5 hours. Make sure no one eats until these numbers change."
What? Nobody gets lunch or dinner. Y'all are going to press for another 5 hours. Make sure no one eats until the numbers change. If they don't change in the next 5 hours, y'all, then it cuts off. This is the stuff that pastors are doing to people, and then everybody's running around saying, "Oh yeah, the pastor's such a nice person." There's too much cases of this shit. When is there going to
Numbers
be accountability
change.
for
Taylor
this shit?
threatens to make call center workers stay up until 4 a.m. In another message, he threatens to put workers on a regimen of only peanut butter and jelly. Church members who didn't comply were allegedly punished with physical and verbal abuse called rebukings that could last hours. The indictment states victims were punished if they didn't meet Taylor's donation quotas.
That's not the spirit of Christ. That you have to follow me. You have to be a part of my church, or else you're defying God. It really is. Those are the markings of a cult.
Revealed in court documents, they forbade relationships and punished workers for disobeying this rule, isolated workers from the outside world by breaking up marriages and other relationships.
I know a lot of motherfucking broken marriages cut to the goddamn church. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mom wants to do all that shit because mom wants to go to church and pops wants to watch football on Sundays or whatever. Then y'all fuck around and then mama ends up with nobody. Mama is by herself. Daddy marries somebody else because he can watch football on Sundays and then hey. You know what I mean?
David John says his family member started to lose contact with family after joining Taylor's church.
It should have really created more concern and more of an alarm that there's this large amount of time where they're not all of a sudden not communicating.
We discovered in new court documents approximately $50 million in donations since 2014. None of those millions used for the church. Instead, prosecutors say it paid for Taylor and Brannon's luxury lifestyle. Look at this list in the indictment. Expensive cars, ATVs, even 125 pounds of king crab legs.
125 pounds of king crab legs? That nigga was eating nice. Took the donation money, spent it on himself, and I can almost guarantee you, if he didn't go to jail, I can almost guarantee, even if he goes to jail, I can guarantee you, niggas is still at the church. Niggas is still at the church, still operating, and the operation still goes on, and they still got a congregation there. I'm telling y'all, man, I don't understand. It's like we want to be hustled. We want to be hustled. I don't get it.